Today we are going to discuss one of the stocks, NYKAA FSNE Commerce. So today's session is going to be very interesting because today we have the markets live on weekend for 1 hour. So it is really going to be interesting. I'm going to share some insights on the intraday level as well. So let's begin. So we see here as the stock has fallen significantly since the launch of an IPO. Okay, so what I understand from this is that there is some valuation adjustment. So I really don't study fundamentals, so for me only charts is everything. So this is what I understand, that the operators are still finding this value as expensive, and therefore the prices are falling. Okay, what happens next is you see we are getting, after a significant downfall, we are getting a good trading range for a prolonged period of time. Okay, here we understand that since we are entering a congestion and prolonged period of congestion, so we understand that there are some forces that are acting and they are beginning to accumulate the stock. Okay, so we can see their footprints right from here. We see here the huge volumes. Prior there were no volumes, and at this place we see that there is a sudden increase in the volume, there is increase in the volatility, there is increase in the spread of the bar. So here we understand that there is the first entry of operators, which we usually call as preliminary support. Okay, so yes, let's zoom in the chart and let's see it more in detail. Okay, so this is our first session, which is live. Luckily we have the markets live on weekend. Okay, yes, so as we said, this was our first entry by operators, the CO. Preliminary support, we see that there is increase in the volatility, there is increase in the widespread bar, and there is some sideways congestion that we see. So this stands PS for us, and then there is continuation of the trend. Then there is again we see increase in the volumes, huge increase in the volumes, and the market reverses sharply. So this again stands as PS for us, and I'm going to clarify why this is not a selling climax and why this is a preliminary support as well. Okay, so again the trend continues, and then again we see another lower low where we see again there is a sharp spike. Now this stands selling climax for us. So the reason is that here we see a strong change of character in the behavior. So initially we were in a strong downtrend. If you can see, this was the downtrend, and this is the first strong rally which breaks all the downtrend. Okay, and this stands to be automatic reaction for us. Okay, sorry, automatic rally for us. Automatic reaction is in distribution cases. Okay, so this is our selling climax and this is our automatic rally. Okay, and that is the reason this stands to be selling climax and not this. So usually what happens is most of the people think that since we are having sharp volumes here greater than this they can label this as selling climax and this as automatic rally. Okay, and this will be the secondary test that we see. Okay, but this is not the case. We must have our concepts clear that there is there should be a change of character from a downtrending environment. Okay, sorry, I'm very poor at drawing this. So there should be a strong change of character from a downtrend to a complete change of character from a downtrend to a sideways. Okay, so this region is where we come across the change of character concept. So this is very important for us. Okay, so yes, okay, so I'll just quickly label this again: PS, and here selling climax, automatic rally. And okay, so again we know our regular concept that selling climax, we must test the selling climax, and this is secondary test of the selling climax. So here we conclude our phase A. Okay, so this is our phase A, which is nothing but again the stopping action. So stopping action of the downtrend. So I'm going to repeat the same concepts again. So if you go and see my previous videos, you are going to say you are going to see similar kind of work of schematics, and it is very essential for understanding of the Wyckoff methodology and understanding of the behavior of the operators. Okay, so this is phase A, and again a secondary test here we see again here, and we see a sharp rally here from here. Okay, so here we enter from phase A to phase B. Okay, this is our phase B that we see, and we see a nice upthrust action. Okay, this is upthrust, no, action is incorrect, I will say upthrust behavior, which is a short-term temporary commitment above the upper trading range, and again it falls back in our trading range. Okay, and yes, now see the behavior here as we enter in the upthrust behavior action. So here we see that there is a sharp downfall from the upthrust action below, even the below of the trading range. Okay, so this character, you see this character, this is very important to read during your study. Okay, so if you are able to read this, you are going to discover many good things. Okay, so this character, you see how it penetrates below the trading range from upthrust action. So this is the mechanism where the operator is creating fear for weak hands. Okay, fear for weak hands, and it is going to misguide the weak hands, to misguide weak hands and to sell their stocks, whereas the operator is in fact going to buy them. Okay, so this is where we can say that this is a potential spring for us. Okay, now I'm discussing here a chart that is yet to develop. Okay, so we must take in account that there can be n number of possibilities. Okay, so this is still a potential spring for us. We don't know yet. Why we don't know? Because we haven't got a strong sign of strength here, but according to our study, it can be potential spring, because we see that the behavior, the stock prices penetrates below the lower range of the trading, below the lower trading range, and again bounces back, and there is a good test here with very small volumes. Okay, so this is low volume test, and usually this stands to be a successful test. Okay, but this is very highly dynamic picture, so I don't want you to consider that this is a spring and we are going to enter a good sign of strength, and then we are going to spend some time here considering this as absorption of supply or phase D, and then continuation of phase E. Okay, so these are all the things that are yet to happen, and yet to uncover these things. So we have to keep in watch, and we have to build or change our labeling and our thoughts as the chart is developed in the future. Okay, at this point in time, yes, this is a spring, we can say, and yes, this is a test. So our job is to check whether we are going to get a good sign of strength here. Okay, so now I'm going to go a little bit in smaller time frame and show you how the operator works, or how is the behavior of the operator. Yes, so before that, I would also like to highlight one more point, that observe the volume levels here. So this was the first point where we saw that there was a preliminary support and entry of operators. Then here also we saw that operator is accumulating at the preliminary support and selling climax. But see, as we proceed throughout this whole trading range, we see that the volumes are significantly dropped. Okay, and this is the picture that we want to see, and this is the picture that gives us confidence that there is absorption. Okay, there is absorption by operators, and this is a strong accumulation that we can conclude with the behavior of the volume and with the behavior of the prices. Okay, see, as there is a significant drop in the volumes, immediately after this drop and the successful test, we are starting to get a good momentum. Okay, so this is how we can read the operators. Now I'm going to zoom in the intraday level, and I'm going to share you how the operator works. Okay, so today, yes, we are fortunate, on weekend the markets are live and we are going to see this. Okay, so yes, so this is the picture that that is recently going on. This is 15 minutes time frame that we are going to discuss. Okay, yes. So here we see this was the spring action that we just now saw as phase in phase C. Okay, this was the spring that we saw, and this was the test that we were discussing here. Okay, this is the test that we were discussing with low volumes. Okay, and yes, so as we proceed, we see here that there is sharp increase in the volume and sharp increase in the volume here as well. So at this both point, we know that there is some activity by CO, by operator. We can understand this because we see huge volumes. So these huge volumes cannot be generated by the retailers. Okay, so we know that there is some footprint of operators here, and these are the levels that we must watch. Okay, so here we see how there is sudden increase in the volatility. Okay, if we see this section, I'm going to little bit change the color so that you can better understand. If we see somewhere here, from here, okay, if you see this area, so there is silence, I will say, in the chart. Okay, whereas once you enter in this region, you see that there is sudden increase in the volatility, there is increase in the widespread bar, okay, of the price action, so along with the volumes. So this is where we understand that now operator is getting active. Okay, and this was the phase where there was absorption by the operator. Now I am going to zoom in more a bit, and I want to emphasize you on the levels that operator is absorbing. Okay, so yes, let's see here. Now here we see strong volumes. Yes, so what are these volumes? What is the meaning of these volumes for us? Okay, so these are the volumes of absorption by CO or the operator. Okay, so who is a CO? Again, I recommend you to go and watch my previous videos to understand the concept of CO. Okay, so these are the volumes which are generated due to absorption by a CO, composite operator. And why, and now at this point in time only, why he is absorbing? Okay, so I am going to give you the reason for better understanding. So you see, I am going to little bit go back. So we usually see a sharp fall here. So whenever we have a sharp fall, there is a lot of supply trapped in these regions. Okay, what is the meaning of supply trapped? It nothing, simply it means is that there are sellers who are trapped, who are very eager to sell their stocks, but they are in confusion when to sell, how to sell, and they are just waiting for the next opportunity. Whenever they get the opportunity, they are going to jump in and they are going to sell. So what is going to happen whenever the stock is going to come into this vicinity or in this region? Okay, in this region the sellers are going to get active, they are going to start and they are going to sell, they are going to be active. Okay, so sellers are increasing, meaning there is increase in the supply, and this is what the operator wants. So when can an operator execute this kind of order? Is when there is strong liquidity in the markets. Okay, when there is liquidity in the markets, he can generate or absorb this kind of orders. Okay, so as soon as, see how he sharply shoots the prices. Okay, here what he is doing, operator is doing, that he is trying to fool the weak hands. He is shooting the prices, so weak hands are thinking that now the prices are going to go up and they are jumping in, whereas he is just uncovering the supply that was present in this. What do I mean by uncovering the supply? It means the same, he is just provoking the sellers to sell at this point in time. Okay, and then again he is going to bring the prices down and spend some time here. Okay, and this is the exactly, this is the mechanism that is taking place here. Okay, so again I'm going to share you this. See how he sharply rises the prices, and as soon as the sellers are active, he is going to sharply bring down the prices, and during the process of bringing down the prices, he is going to absorb this. Okay, so these huge orders that you saw are nothing but the absorption. Now very important thing that I am going to share, very important concept to understand, since the markets are live and very interesting concepts. So yes, we know here that the operator is present. So for us it is very important to keep watch on these price levels. Why? Because it is the concept that whenever the CO is purchasing or selling or whatever kind of actions or behavior he is doing in the markets, which we can see in the volumes, these levels are definitely going to be tested. Okay, so there is very importance of these prices, because operator was present and there is very high probability that these levels are going to be tested. So when, next question stands, when? So we don't know, this is very uncertain. There is very high likely possibility that the stock still might continue to rise, and after few days or weeks then he can bring the prices sharply down. He can test this and again immediately reverse. Okay, but there is very large possibility that the operator is going to definitely come back, test these levels, see how much supply is present at this level, and then continue again his trend. Okay, so what is the meaning of test? When we say that operator is going to come down and test, it simply means that he is going to check the supply, the balance of supply and demand at these prices. Okay, the balance of supply and demand. So this is very important concept, and it is this point, when the operators are going to come down to these levels, it is this point that we should be thinking to take our position. Okay, this is the first point of entry where we should think to establish our positions, and not during this uptrend. Okay, so it is not recommended to buy during strong uptrends. It is only recommended to take positions when there is a significant pullback and there is a testing action with the, of course, with the volumes are low. Okay, the volume should drop significantly. So here, if this much supply is, if he is able to absorb, he is going to check here at these prices that how much supply is left, how much he can absorb. And please note that these volumes should be diminishing compared to this. Okay, so if this is V1 and V2, so V2 should be less than V1 always, and this will stand as a successful test, and thereon he is going to continue his business. Okay, now again I am going to go back to a little higher time frame to share you few more concepts and behavior. So yes, so here we discussed, yes, so here we discussed that this is potential spring. Okay, this is a potential spring and this is a potential test of this spring. Okay, so please make a note that this is the labeling that we have done, and this labeling can be absolutely wrong. Why? Because we don't know what is going to unfold next. It is only our study that we are defining this as phase C, which is the testing phase, and which after phase C, in phase D, we are expecting a good sign of strength. This is our study and we are going to keep a watch on this. What is going to happen if, let's say, assuming that the stock prices are going to rise somewhere here, and there is weakness in the broader market. Okay, broader markets are going to be weak. Okay, so in this case the operator is not going to continue to be bullish. Okay, so please make a note of this. He is going to come down again. Okay, and again he is going to spend some time, so he can even do a strong spring which is even more deep than this, and then he can again bounce back, spend some time, and again continue. So in that case, this, our study or our labeling is going to be wrong. This can still be in phase, this can, in this scenario, this can be a sign of weakness in phase B. Okay, this can be a sign of weakness in phase B for us, or a secondary test. Okay, so the point here to convey is that labeling is not important. Okay, so labeling can be wrong, labeling is not important. It is very important for us to understand the overall context, that what exactly happening, what is exactly happening, what are the operators doing. Okay, so labeling does not have much much importance here. Of course we should be labeling properly by understanding the concept, but our labelings can be wrong, and we should be able to optimize as the markets are going to develop. Okay, so what is important here is to understand which is the dominating force, which is the dominating force. So if you are able to identify this, which is the dominating force, is it the supply or is it the demand? Okay, if you are able to identify this, then definitely you are going to be successful in this trading business. Okay, so yes, so for now this is it. This is very interesting. Luckily we have the live sessions going, and we can see that our study still remains intact. We are starting to see good momentum after a spring, after a test. We are starting to see a good momentum. Okay, so what we can expect next is, as I told you, here there is a possibility of test, since we saw there were some volumes associated. Okay, so we can expect a test here, and yes, here there is a lot of supply trapped, so the sellers are going to be active. We can see itself in this bar that there is a supply tail generated. Okay, so however the operator is still going to continue, and he is going to uncover the supply that is present here for few more days maybe, and then again he is going to sharply give a pullback, test these levels, and then again continue. This is one of the possibilities. I don't know how it is going to play. Okay, but for us it is still stands, it is still a good value, I will say. The reason is because we know that the prices are still trading at a very lower area of this trading range. Okay, so this is a very good point of entry, first point of entry. However, as previously told, we should never be entering a full position. Okay, so taking a full position of your capital is not advisable. So always you should take multiple point of entries, because we are playing in a dynamic markets, or we can say a dynamic surrounding or environment. Okay, so this is highly dynamic. We don't know how this is going to play out, so this can be your first point of entry. Again, if the market goes here, spend some time here. We see some good absorption of the supply. We see that the volumes are again dropping after significant spending some time here significantly. Then we can take here another point of entry, and so on and on. Here again, if we see continuation, we can add. So yes, so this is it for today's videos. If you like this video, please do like, share, and comment below the video. So I am going to bring to you yet another video which is similar to this, very interesting stock. So please stay tuned on the channel and hit the notification bell. Thank you and have a nice day.